Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to reach out and touch base with everybody about an issue that came up this morning that has I've dealt with it off and on, not just here as a mortgage lender, but many of you know I used to own cell phone stores before, and I ran across the same problem back then. And the issue has to do with individuals without a credit score. I've got a situation right now. Young man just graduated K-State earlier this spring and is talking with mom and dad. They understand the current interest rate market and think it'd be a great time to get in and buy a house, especially being a first home, and be off and running. And the problem of it is he doesn't have a credit score. Okay, so let's look at this. How is this possible? How does this happen? You look at mom and dad's situation. Mom and dad have a stellar background. They have owned multiple houses simultaneously. They have great equity in those houses. Hey, Jolene, thanks for tuning in. But mom and dad do not make a lot of money. You can tell they've lived very frugally, and I can tell you what the conversation around the dinner table looked like with their kids, because mom and dad scraped and scrimped for everything they had to put it together, and not wanting their kids to be in that position and feel that pressure. And so coaching them to, not borrow money. The problem with that is, in this day and age, guys, we can argue it all day long, but in our current society, current economics, it's almost impossible to exist without a credit score. This situation is a perfect case in point. These individuals, son and mom and dad, are going to attempt to look at buying a house. And the problem of it is, it's not that we're not going to be able to get there, but it's not going to put them in the best position possible. They're not going to get to take advantage of the great low interest rates if they want to move forward with this house. And we're going to be limited on loan products that we can offer them. And so I wanted to reach out to everybody, just kind of touch base, especially make an appeal to parents. I personally have a daughter who's currently a freshman at college this year. And we started out a couple of years ago working to build her credit score. And that's really the point behind all of this, is we have to start as parents. Where else are the kids going to get it? Because they're certainly not going to learn it in school. It's got to come. Hey, Amber, thanks for tuning in. It's got to come from us, guys. As parents, getting them started out on the right foot. In the case of my daughter, when we were looking at getting her a first vehicle, we had the cash available. We could have paid cash for the car, but instead, we went ahead and I co-signed on the loan with my daughter. So that we established some of those actual real-world practices when she was here at home in school, making good payments, and first of all checked with the bank to make sure that that loan was going to be reported to the credit bureaus. And lo and behold, earlier this year when she was headed off to college, I wanted a little bit of security blanket in the event that she was out on the road and had car trouble and whatnot, that she would have a credit card of some sort in order to be able to take care of those issues. And wouldn't you know it, I think she's got a higher credit score than I do, because there's nothing but positive history in that credit report. And so, guys, it's tough in this day and age to be able to operate without a credit score. So everybody knows that you need a credit score for mortgages and loans, but let's talk about all of the areas that you need a credit score that don't have to do with lending at all. I can tell you, I used to own cell phone stores, and I can remember the day that an elderly gentleman, he's a local rancher from down here in the area. I've known his family for a long time. I know how they live. They have, let's just say, plenty of money. And he pulled up in front of my cell phone store one day driving a brand new Cadillac. If any of you know, You talk to some of the older guys who've bought their shiny new car. They want to talk about it. So we talked about the car. He took me out, showed me the car. He mentioned to me on the way in he paid cash for it. And walked into the store, and I'm like, so what can I help you with today? And he's like, I want to get a cell phone. I was like, step behind the computer, start entering some information, and wouldn't you know it, I can't approve this individual to purchase a cell phone because he did not have a credit score of any kind. He had lived his entire life on cash, never bought anything that he didn't have money in the checking account to pay for. But unfortunately, here we are. I'm in a position due to the regs with regard to our carrier, I couldn't approve him for anything other than a prepaid cell phone. It didn't set very well with him, but it's a fact of that's the situation that we're in. I've got several friends that I work with that are insurance agents, guys, and part of their screening process for new clients is to pull a credit report. If there's no credit history, you're not going to get the best insurance rates on your car. Even if you paid cash to buy your car, you're still going to be required to have liability insurance. You're not going to get the best rates without having a good credit score. Let's say you want to go rent or lease an apartment. A lot of the management companies these days are pulling credit scores just to do background checks on their potential clients. Now, they may still let you into the house, but they may charge you an additional deposit in order to let you in there. Then we talk about other areas. My wife and I personally, we have a Capital One Venture card. Now, I'm not here to promote a card, but we love it. It works extremely well for us. And we use it for the rewards points, guys. Absolutely everything in our household we purchase through this card throughout the course of the year. And we rack up the points. And to give you an idea, earlier this fall, we took a week-long vacation, rented a VRBO house up in the mountains of Colorado, and I used those reward points and paid for the entire VRBO stay. So those are benefits that without embracing the idea of credit are just not going to be available to you. And so, guys, as parents, start early. Teach your kids the right habits on how to manage credit. And when it comes to credit, don't fear it, guys. Understand it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.